Right now, some of the most powerful AI companies in the world are on sale. Micron is down 11% in 5 days. The entire semiconductor index just had one of its worst weeks in over a year. And if you've been watching the news this week, everyone is telling you the same thing. Be scared. But here's what most investors are missing. This sell-off has almost nothing to do with AI demand. It has everything to do with a number most people never check, a number that quietly controls the value of every stock in your portfolio. It's called the 10-year Treasury yield. And right now, it just hit 4.6%, the highest level in 15 months. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly why that number is crushing semiconductor stocks right now, why the underlying business hasn't changed at all, and how I'm positioning my own portfolio while everyone else is panicking. Let's get into it. To understand why AI stocks are getting crushed right now, you only need to understand one thing: the 10-year Treasury yield. And before I explain what it does to stocks, you need to understand why it's rising in the first place. Because this is the part most finance videos skip completely. When the US government needs money, it borrows it by selling bonds. You hand them $100 today, they pay you back with interest over 10 years. Simple enough. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Bond yields basically spike for two reasons. Either the economy is doing really well and everyone is confident, or inflation and war are scaring people into selling. Right now, it's pretty clearly the second one. Think about what's happening. Oil is sitting near $108 a barrel because of the Iran war. Expensive oil makes everything more expensive. Shipping, food, manufacturing. Inflation doesn't cool down when oil stays this high. So investors are thinking, the Fed won't cut rates. Maybe they'll even raise them. I don't want to be locked into this bond at today's rate. So they sell. And here's the weird part. When everyone sells bonds, yields go up, not down. Think of it like selling a used iPhone. You're asking $500, but nobody wants it. So you drop the price to $400. The buyer is now getting more phone for their dollar. Bonds work exactly the same way. When people sell bonds and the price drops, the interest payment stays fixed. But because you paid less for the bond, your effective return is now higher. That higher return is the yield going up. So everyone panics, sells bonds at once, prices drop, and yields spike. The 10-year Treasury yield just hit 4.6%, the highest level in 15 months. Now here's why that matters for your AI stocks. When the government is paying you 4.6%, completely guaranteed and risk-free, why would you put your money into a volatile AI stock hoping for maybe 7%? That extra 2% suddenly doesn't feel worth the stress. So investors start pulling money out of stocks and moving it into bonds. Less money flowing into stocks means prices go down. But it goes even deeper than that. Every stock has a price based on what people think the company will earn in the future. Not just this year, 5, 10 years from now. And here's the key thing. The higher bond yields go, the less those future earnings are worth in today's dollars. Think of it this way. If someone promised to give you $100 10 years from now, you wouldn't pay $100 for that promise today. You'd pay less because you're waiting a long time and there's real risk involved. How much less depends on what else you could do with that money right now. If the government is offering you 4.6% guaranteed, you discount that future $100 pretty heavily. Maybe you'd only pay $60 for it today. That's exactly what's happening to AI stocks right now. Their value is built on profits that are years away. When bond yields spike, those future profits are worth less in today's dollars. So the stock price falls, even though the actual business hasn't changed at all. That's the mechanism. And once you see it, the whole sell-off starts to make sense. But here's what almost nobody is talking about. The business behind these stocks, it's doing better than ever. And that's where things get really interesting. Micron Technology dropped 11% in 5 trading sessions. That sounds bad. But this week, Mizuho analyst Vijay Rakesh raised his price target on Micron while the stock was falling. He kept his outperform rating and didn't change a single word of his thesis. Why? because the numbers coming out of Micron's actual business are extraordinary. NAND memory pricing is up 413% year over year. DRAM pricing is up 355% year over year. And analysts expect those pricing tailwinds to last through at least 2027, driven by one thing: AI server demand. Think about what that means. Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, and Google are in the middle of the largest infrastructure build-out in tech history. Every AI data center they build needs enormous amounts of memory. High bandwidth memory is in critically short supply. And Micron is one of only 3 companies in the entire world that makes it. That demand doesn't stop because the 10-year yield ticked up. So what you actually have is a fundamentally strong business, with pricing power most companies can only dream of, temporarily marked down because of a macro force that has nothing to do with memory chips. This is where most investors get it wrong. They see the price drop and assume the story is over. But the price and the business are two completely different things. So, while retail investors were panic selling last week, what was Wall Street actually doing? Bank of America raised their Micron price target from $500 to $950. Not a small bump, nearly double. Their analyst updated his entire AI infrastructure model and now sees the AI data center market hitting $1.7 trillion by 2030. His conclusion: memory demand is going to keep outpacing supply, and Micron is sitting at the center of it. Deutsche Bank went even further, raising their target to $1,000 while keeping their buy rating. And Melius Research just raised theirs to $1,100. That's 3 major institutions raising targets in the middle of a sell-off. And here's what ties it all together. The difference this time is that Micron has already sold out its entire high-bandwidth memory supply for the rest of 2026, under long-term contracts with hyperscalers. The demand isn't a forecast, it's already locked in. Now, I'm not telling you the price can't go lower in the short term. It can. Yields could keep rising, that's a real risk. But there's a big difference between a price risk and a business risk. And right now, the business is as strong as it's ever been. So you have a stock down 11%, with 27 out of 30 Wall Street analysts rating it a buy, and institutions raising targets while everyone else is running for the exit. That's not a broken thesis. That's noise colliding with a very strong signal. Here's where I land on all of this. The bond yield spike is real. The inflation risk is real. I'm not going to pretend those things don't matter. They do. And they could absolutely push semiconductor stocks lower in the short term before things improve. It's just being prepared. This is where discipline and experience actually separate good investors from great ones. You don't fire all your bullets at once. You spread out your entries, keep reserves, and let the volatility work for you instead of against you. And here's the number that keeps me calm when everyone else is panicking. Micron's forward price-to-earnings ratio is around 11.5 right now. The average semiconductor company trades at 36 times forward earnings. Micron is trading at 80% below that industry average, while growing faster than almost anyone in the sector. The thesis on semiconductors is intact. The world is not slowing down its investment in AI. That demand is structural, and it's not going away because oil is expensive or yields are high. Short-term noise is part of investing. The long-term thesis on semiconductors is as strong as it has ever been. I appreciate you watching. If you liked the content, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.